Hello, good morning. Anyone please unmute yourself? Am I audible? Hello, please respond anyone. Am I audible?
వినిపిస్తుంది సార్.
Okay, Evan, thank you. About visuals ఎలా ఉన్నాయమ్మా? Screen visible గా ఉందా?
విజిబుల్ ఉంది సార్.
Thank you. Okay, today we will finish first unit. Sir, network problem, don't worry. Okay, good morning, one and all. Today we'll discuss about different types of special radiographic techniques and safety aspects in radiography. These two are the remaining topics in first unit. We will complete today. Okay, already yesterday I have discussed, I have explained about two radiographic techniques. Already you know that. One is three: flash radiography, micro radiography. Okay, today we will see auto radiography. These are the special radiographic techniques. Okay, these are used in special cases. Sometimes our conventional radiographic techniques are not enough to find the defects. For example, very minute defects are there. We have to find the defects in accurate manner. We have to follow some special techniques. So we have to aware of those techniques. Okay, in these techniques, the important techniques are neuron radiography, already discussed, and micro radiography and flash radiography also discussed in previous classes. Okay, today we will see, I think flash radiography you have discussed or not. Okay, I will once again I will repeat flash radiography. So flash radiography means suppose if you want to check if you want to test a specimen which is under motion, okay, then we are go for flash radiography, because all other techniques are meant for the object at stationary position. But suppose the object is moving, means suppose the machinery under running condition, okay, suppose the stopping of machine causes so much of loss because production may stop. So in such cases we have to check the particular machinery part under working condition, then we are selecting flash radiography. Okay, here flash radiography means we are applying a flash type radiation. means high level radiation. We are using high level radiation with a shorter exposure period. Okay, in conventional radiography we are using low energy radiation and longer exposures, but here we are using high energy radiation for shorter exposure. Okay, a single flash is enough for good radiography. See this. Okay, suppose this is the object. The object is rotating. Suppose if you want to test this object, you want to find the defects in the object, then we are giving the radiation, high energy radiation we are imposed on this object. Okay, in terms of flash means some radiation we are like torchlight, how the light is moving. Okay, flashlight. Similarly, here we are applying the high energy radiation on the object, running object. Okay, but the span is very less, means we are short exposures. High energy with short exposures are enough to find the defects under uh, the defects object which are under moving condition. Okay, means sometimes we need this radiography. Okay, so our conventional radiography is failed in this manner, in this case, then our special radiographic technique, that is flash radiography techniques, plays vital role in this kind of applications. Okay, next one is auto radiography. Auto radiography, the name itself explains. Auto radiography means self radiographic technique. Okay, what is this procedure? Here we are embedded the source of radiation into the object. Okay, before going to test, means at manufacturing process, okay, itself we are adding some radiation source, means the source which is used for generating the radiation, they are embedded into the object, embedded into the object. Then the recording film is kept in contact with the object. Okay, after uh, suppose the object is comes under radiation, X-ray radiation or other radiations, automatically the source embedded in the object are activated. Okay, that creates image on the recording film which is kept in contact with the object. Okay, this is the process. Okay, this process is mainly used for detection and distribution of radioactive materials in the object. Sometimes we have to find the radioactive elements in the object. Suppose if the object is going for heat treatment process, after heat treatment process some radiation sources are there inside of the object. If you want to find such kind of radioactive materials in the object, then also we can use this process for finding the radioactive materials in the object also. Okay, this is a case where we are using heat treatment process for those objects, then we go for this radiography. Here we have two types of radiography process in auto radiography, that is macro and micro auto radiography. Macro auto radiography is used to study the homogenization at different heat treatments of some metals. Suppose the metal is undergoing some heat treatment process. Okay, how the metal is homogeneous means homogeneous means at any point of the metal the properties are same, then it is called homogeneous material. Okay, we have to test that property by using macro auto radiography. Okay, and second one is micro auto radiography. Okay, this is used for study the frictional wear and tear of the engineering components. Definitely the wear and tear is the and tear of engineering components. We are using micro auto radiography. Okay, in this process we are using ultra fine grain films. Okay, ultra fine grain, because these are very minute, so we have to we need to get the high resolution picture. For that purpose we are using ultra fine grain films, high contrast films. Okay, for finding this, for using autobiography. Okay, see this. This is a schematic diagram which explains the autoradiographic techniques. See this is the sample. Yellow color is the sample. Okay, here red spots are indicates the radioactive part of the sample. Means this radioactive part is embedded artificially or they are due to some heat treatment process. Okay, now these the object is comes under the this is the photographic emulsion, means film we are attaching to this specimen. After that we are imposing radiation on this. Automatically the radioactive part in the sample activates, that creates some image on the film. This is the film. These are the grains on the film which is attached to the specimen. After activation of this radioactive material embedded in the sample, that activates, that creates some darkness on the film. Based on the darkness, we can easily find the location of the radioactive material in the object or other defects by using auto radiography. This is also one of the special techniques. Okay. Next one is electron radiography. Next one is radiography. Here we are using photoelectrons instead of X-rays for finding the defects in the object. Now, what is photoelectrons? See this. Suppose if you take a metal, these are the molecules of the metal. Suppose this is a lead metal. So the X-ray on this metal. Okay. Suppose the X-ray radiation hits that molecule. Some electrons are removed because this X-ray radiation have some energy. You know that radiation has some energy. That energy removes the electrons from the molecules. You know, molecule means the combination of atoms. Atoms means electrons are revolving around the nucleus. You know that. Okay, by supplying the energy, we can remove that electrons. That can causes flow of electrons. You can read in you studied in electrical technology, I think. Okay, here also we are suppose if you are imposing on radiation on a molecule of a metal like lead, okay, that causes emission of electrons. Okay, these electrons, we are directing these electrons for getting the for finding the defects under the in the object. Then it is called electron radiography. Okay, suppose radiation strike the molecule, the spectrum of energy, because electrons are emitting automatically some spectrum, some energy is also emitting. By using this energy, we are testing the object. Okay, here how these electrons are electron spectrum is generated. Heavily filtered X-rays, okay, fall on a metal foil. Here metal is lead, means high atomic number of materials are used. Okay, here lead is the high atomic number material. Suppose these heavily filtered X-rays are fall on these lead materials, automatically this electron beam photoelectron spectrum is generated. By using this photoelectron spectrum, we are testing the object. Okay, here the amounts of means how much energy is emitting is depending on the X-ray, energy of X-ray falling on the metal and what kind of metal is you are using. That is these two things plays major role. Okay, and one more thing, here we are using high contrast films. Okay, because for getting the good quality image. Okay, and this technique is mainly used for study the paper watermarks and paper structure. What is the structure of the paper, ink overprints, and kind of things are found by using these techniques. You know, paper watermarks means these are very light. Okay, for paper structure means this is the micro level observation. This kind of observations we can made by using this technique, electron radiography. Okay, next technique is high definition radiography. High definition radiography. Okay, the main motto of this radiographic technique is for detecting small defects. At the same time, we have to enlarge, means we have to magnify the defect for clean observation. We can get these both benefits by using high definition radiography. One is we can find the very small defects and we can see those defects in by magnifying that. It means geometrically we can enlarge those defects. Okay, if you enlarge those defects, automatically the observation is very easy. Okay, magnification is possible. Suppose by using this high definition radiography, we can find the defects up to the size of 0.01 mm. Okay, for this purpose, we are using extremely fine focus X-ray equipment, extremely fine focus, because we have to find the very small difference. That's why we need the high precision so X-ray equipment for this purpose. Okay, the range is nearly 25 to 120 kV is required, and the milliampere range is 0.5 to 2 range is required for a high definition X-ray radiography. Okay, and one more thing here, we need high contrast films for better capturing of the images. Okay, ultra fine X-ray units are used and high contrast films are used in this radiography. Okay, enlargement, how it is possible, how to enlarge the defect, means how can you magnify the defect? By adjusting the distance between the object and the film, we can enlarge the defect. Suppose this, see this is the source, this is the object. Okay, if you maintain the more distance between this film and object, automatically, because of this radiation, geometric properties of radiation, automatically the defect is enlarged. See this is the size of the object, but what is the shadow of this object? Because of this radiation is very huge. So by maintaining the distance between the object and the film, we can enlarge the defects under this object. Even small defect we can see in large manner on the film. Okay, based on this distance, we can calculate the size of the defect by decreasing this magnifying effect, by calculating the relationship between the magnification and the distance between the film and the object. In this manner, we can find the minute defects and we can observe those minute defects in a large manner. Okay, and here in high definition radiography, we can get the information related to the small defects. At the same time, we can observe the defects in a effective manner. Okay, and the next radiographic technique is proton radiography. Proton radiography. Okay, here, what is proton? Proton, you know, proton also part of an atom, because atom comprises three things: neutrons, protons, and electrons. In previous case, electron radiography, we are using electrons. Here we are using proton. So proton spectrum for finding the defects under the object. Here, these monoenergetic protons are used for purpose of medical and industrial radiography. How these protons are generated? Proton spectrum is generated. What is the main, first before going to that? Here, see a graph which shows the compares the X-rays and the proton. See this is the relative transmission and relative mass area. Here is the graph between this transmission and area, that is X-rays. This is the proton. See this. The variation is a straight line. Linear relationship is possible in proton radiography. So this creates a significant density change in the film. That's why we are preferring proton radiography in special cases. Okay, this proton are generated from the accelerator. Okay, a particle accelerator is used for generating the proton spectrum. What is particle accelerator? This is a machine uses electromagnetic fields to propel charged particles to very high speeds and energies. Means this machine creates electromagnetic field. What that field causes? It propels the particles, charged particles with high speeds and energies. Here, what are the particles? Protons. Okay, so this high speed and energy particles are penetrated into the object. Okay, after that we are getting the picture overview of the that object on the film. Okay, here large accelerators are used for basic research in the particle physics. Okay, it's a different thing. Here proton beam is used. Beam from the accelerator is diverted and mechanically focused on the test object. Okay, that emergent beam is recorded on the fine grain X-ray film. Okay, in previous case electron beam is used, here proton beam is used. Okay, for generating this proton beam we are using particle accelerator. This is a machine which is creates the proton beam by applying the electromagnetic field to propel the proton particles very high speed and energy. See, okay, what is the benefit of this? We can, it is possible to detect the thickness changes. Okay, 0.05% to 0.01%, very minute things also we can observe by using proton radiography. Okay, and the last one is X-ray computed tomography. X-ray computed tomography, this is the last special technique, special radiographic technique used in radiography. Here this is the simple thing, concept wise, but practical wise is the complicated one. Here recently we are using this technique, the X-ray computed tomography. Okay, CT, short form is CT. In this system we are using fan shaped X-ray beam. See this, means this is the object. Suppose this is the aerofoil shape, we are testing this aerofoil shape by using under radiography. Here our radiography, the X-ray source is like fan. See this, here that is rotating, the X-ray beam is rotating. What is the benefit of this? We can cover this object in all directions. Automatically we can easily find some defects which are not possible to visit in one direction. Means multiple direction we can observe the object. Automatically we can the defects you can easily find from the object, and reliable information we get by using this tomography. Okay, computed tomography. That is the benefit of this X-ray computed tomography. Means here only thing is the fan type X-ray beam is used. Fan type means the beam is rotating around the object in all directions. That is the, and here we have sensors and processors easily for finding the this defects under this product. Okay, this is the costliest one, but where we need precise testing, then we go for this tomography, computed tomography. This is also X-ray radiography. These are the different types of special radiographic techniques used in radiography. What are those? Neuron radiography, micro radiography, okay, flash radiography, auto radiography, electron radiography, proton radiography, and computed tomography. Okay, all the high definition radiography, all these are the different special techniques. We have some conventional techniques. Sometimes we need this kind of special techniques for better results. Okay, okay, the last topic in this unit is safety aspects of industrial radiography. This is very, very important topic in this radiography, because radiation causes damage to the body, human bodies. You know that both X-ray and gamma radiation used in radiography, it causes the damage to the human bodies. The damage is mainly depending on the exposure time and exposure doses. How much of radiation is penetrated into the human body and how much time he exposed under the radiography. These two factors are very important, okay, for finding the biological effects on the biological effects of this radiation. Okay, here careless handling of this radiation, okay, to give rise to exposure to human body, automatically that resulting undesirable effects. Here we have two types of effects, somatic effects and genetic effects. Somatic effects means is the damage of human body, means tissues, cells, okay, that may cause cancer like problems. Okay, next genetic effects means these are moving towards the next generation. These effects are transferred to the next generation. So these two effects are mainly caused due to the radiation. So we have to avoid this harmful effectiveness of radiation. So we have to take some safety aspects in the industrial radiography. Okay, here sometimes we can see the effect of radiation instantly because high doses of radiation is exposed. Okay, then you can easily find the effect of radiation instantly. But sometimes, okay, the industrial radiography have low radiation, low energy radiation. Okay, but the effect is we can't see in instant manner immediately, but some lapse of time we can observe the effect of this radiation. So the we can notice the effect of observation, these radiation effect for a lapse of times. That's why we should very careful while handling with radiation equipment. Okay, in this view, government, our Indian government has implemented a law, that is radiation protection law is their act. Okay, this is implemented in 1971. Okay, we have some rules according to this the act. We have some rules. We have to every industry which is using this radiographic technique should follow these rules. Now, what is the rules? Some of the rules you can see here. One is first rule: all radiation workers, means the workers which is working around this radiation, which is working in those work which is associated related to this radiography, should monitor regularly. Okay, that industry should monitor the radiation of workers regularly, every day. Okay, we have to test that person how much radiation he exposed today, next day, for 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. We have regularly check that. Next one, the doses received by the person in the prescribed limits, means how much radiation he received. Okay, if there is a limits for the doses received for a day or for particular time, we should maintain that limits. Okay, more than, if the limit is crossed, automatically definitely there will be some illness will be created in the particular workers in future. Okay, next one, third rule: causes of excessive exposure be detected. Means, what are the different causes for excessive exposure of the radiation? We have to find those causes. Okay, and the suitable corrective actions we have to take. We have to minimize the exposure. Okay, time exposure on the human bodies. We have to find those causes and we have to implement the corrective measures to avoid the excessive exposure. And fourth one, last one is, we have to maintain the cumulative records of individual radiation. Cumulative records means every day we are taking, every day, every week we are taking the exposure of radiation on the human body. We have to maintain the cumulative effects, means after 1 year, how much radiation he exposed. We have to maintain the records for every worker which is who are working around the radiographic techniques. Okay, these are the some rules under this Radiation Act. Next, suppose the person is exposed to a certain limit, beyond that limit, automatically there is a hazardous situation, means he will suffer in future. Okay, next one, a radiation protection activity consists of measurement and evaluation of exposure levels and introducing measure to minimize the exposure and eliminate the needless exposure. Okay, these two things are comes under radiation protection. Next, here we have two types of hazards. One is external radiation hazards. The second one is internal radiation hazards. External radiation means, suppose the body, our skin is exposed to the radiation. Okay, automatically that is the external radiation. What is internal radiation? Sometimes we are swallowing some radioactive particles. Okay, means those are swallowing, means those materials are moving towards our stomach or inside of the body, that may cause the damage to the inside of the body. That is the internal radiation. Okay, the external radiation, because automatically the skin is exposed to the radiation, but sometimes because of swallowing or breathing, the things, radioactive elements inside the body, then automatically that causes internal radiation effect. Next, doses. Radiation dose. Radiation dose means what are the permissible limits for the radiation dose? How much doses can a worker can expose per a day or per a week, per a year? These comes under radiation doses. Okay, we have to calculate these, measure these radiation doses. Here we have some permissible limits for 5 years. For individual radiation worker, suppose we are taking individual radiation worker, the worker moving around the radiation radiographic techniques. Okay, he has some limits. Cumulative doses for 5 years block is how much? 100 MSV. Okay, here MSV is the unit for measuring the exposure time, means doses. Here see this, 1 MSV means 0.1 rem. You know, rem means absorption capacity of the radiation. We have already, I have given units, Roentgen. Okay, here rem is the Roentgen unit. Okay, here 1 MSV is also unit for the radiation, absorption of radiation. 1 MSV is equal to 0.1 REM. Okay, here what is the limit? Cumulative limit for 5 years black, 100 MSV. Okay, annually effect doses, any calendar for 5 year block is not exceed 30. For year, we should not exceed 30. For 5 years, we should not exceed 100. Okay, suppose cumulative effect doses exceeding 20 MSV, more than 20 is found, you have to investigate. What are the reasons for this? We have to take the corrective actions to minimize the exposure. Okay, these are the limits for the individual radiation workers. For pregnant women, we should take more care. The dosage limit is 2 MSV only to surface of the human woman's abdomen, because there is small baby inside the abdomen. So even 2 MSV also creates problems to the baby. So the dosage limit for the pregnant women is 2 MSV at stomach area. Next, general public. These are for workers, this is for pregnant ladies. For general public, 1/10 of the limit prescribed for the radiation worker. What is the dosage prescribed for radiation workers? In that part, you have to take the 10th part is the limit for general public. Okay, these are the dosage limits, radiation dosage limits for 5 years black. Next, radiation effects. Already I told radiation effects are two types. One is somatic effects, second one is genetic effects. Somatic effects means a physical effect on the body. It means individual damage to blood cells, skin cells, tissues. Okay, all these are the comes under somatic effects. Next, genetic effects means those that can be passed on to the next generation. Next generation means their sons and grandsons, like, okay, means the effects are moving towards next generation. You can observe this kind of genetic effects in Japan. Hiroshima Nagasaki effect causes so much of genetic effects in the Japan. Okay, but the exact nature of the effects of radiation on the future generation is still unknown. Okay, yes sir, some research is going on these genetic effects of radiation. Next one. Okay, we are finding the dosage limits and the radiation effect. Now, how to measure the radiation? We have different devices for measuring the radiation. Why? Okay, because measurement is very, very important in safety aspects. Then only we can take the precautionary measures. Okay, here we have different types of measurements are there. So measuring devices are there. Ionization chamber, Georgier counter, proportional counter, okay, scintillation counter, photographic film. All these are different devices used for measuring the radiation. Here we have taken one device, that is suppose dosimeter. The meter which is used for monitoring the radiation is called dosimeter. This is a portable unit. See this in this figure, we can see the dosimeter. Okay, this is a very portable one. We can handle with single hand. Okay, here we have a film inside. Film means you know how to find the radiation effect on the effect in test. You are using films for getting the radiation effect. Okay, for finding the defects. In similar manner, we are using same technique for measuring the radiation. Here we are using films. Okay, suppose the radiation around the equipment, by using this dosimeter we can measure with the help of films. Means that radiation is exposed on the film, automatically that causes changes in the film, that may result, that gives the measurement of the radiation, how much radiation has around the equipment. Okay, simple. Next one, radiation. Here we have three ways to protect the human body from the radiation, that is time, distance, shield. These three parameters are the very important for minimizing the exposure of radiation. What is the time? How much time we are exposing under the radiation, that is also very important. How much distance we are maintaining from the radiation source, that is also important. Shielding means we are using some shielding, some covers, some aprons which are resisting the radiation, which are reflecting the radiation to avoid the exposure of radiation. These three things are used in industrial radiography for safety of radiation, safety from the radiation. What is that? Time of exposure, distance from the source, and last one is shield. Okay, suppose first thing, time. If this is directly, exposure is directly proportional to the time, means if you spend more time in the radiation area, automatically exposure is very high, the exposure dosage is very high. Okay, if you spend less time, automatically you can avoid the exposure dosage. Next one, distance. If you maintain more distance, automatically your exposure dosage is less. You are maintaining your closer to the source, automatically you are exposing more doses of radiation. The last one is shielding. Okay, if you provide some safety shield, if you wear some safety apron, okay, which prevent the radiation that causes the minimizes the exposure dosage of the radiation. By using in these three ways, we can protect the radiation. We can protect our body from the radiation. Next, safety aspects. Okay, this is the for gamma rays and gamma X-rays. We are using two kinds of radiation in the radiography. One is gamma rays and second one is X-rays. Now, what are the different measures, preventive measures we have to take in case of gamma rays, in case of X-rays? We have to study here. First one, gamma ray aspects. What are the different factors we have to consider while conducting the radiography, gamma ray radiography? First one, some rules are there. First one, at a distance of 5 centimeters from the surface of camera. You know, surface of camera means where source is there, that is the source, so surface of camera. Okay, how much distance? 5 centimeters. The maximum radiation level should not exceed 100 mR per hour, milli Roentgen per hour. How much? 100 means if you take a distance from the 5 centimeters from the source camera, what is the maximum limit? 100. More than 100 means we are in danger. And at the same time, the average radiation should not exceed 20. Average maximum radiation should not exceed 100. Average radiation should not exceed 20. At what distance? 5 centimeter distance from the camera. We should, every time we are measuring that, and we should consider these two levels. Maximum is 100, should not exceed more than 100, and average should not exceed 20. And second one, after 1 meter, this is from 5 centimeters. Here now 1 meter from the source camera. What is the limit? Should not exceed 10 mR per hour. Okay, average 1 mR per hour. Okay, previous case 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters around the camera. Now 1 meter around the camera. These are the limits for the gamma ray radiation. Okay, next one, locking devices should be provided for cameras. Suppose we are not using the gamma ray equipment, radiation equipment, we should provide some locking devices. Means we have to use with the help of these locking devices, we can lock the leakage of radiation from the source. Okay, because otherwise some persons carelessly on those means they carelessly leave that source in operating position that causes the leakage of radiation that causes damage to the persons which are working around this particular source. Okay, next one. Suppose if you are storing that gamma ray equipment, okay, we should avoid the leakage. Means we should keep that gamma ray equipment in a isolated room or a pit. Means take a pit in the ground and keep that camera and just cover that pit with some seals. Okay, and we should arrange some warning symbols around that equipment. Okay, one more limit we have, leakage limit. Maximum radiation leakage limit is 0.25 mR per hour. Okay, we should keep this. We have to measure the leakage around the source. If it is exceed 0.25, that is too dangerous to the persons around the radiation source. Okay, one more thing. While transporting this equipment, gamma ray equipment, we should take the care because the proper seals should be used for avoiding the leakage of radiation. These are the main steps we have to consider while dealing with gamma ray equipment. Next one is protection from the X-ray equipment. Okay. Here, what are the protection measures for X-ray? Here we have two types of radiography for X-ray. One is indoor radiography. Second one is outdoor radiography. Suppose indoor radiography means we are conducting radiographic technique in a room, closed room. Then walls of exposure room should be adequate. Means we have to make that walls with high thickness to avoid the leakage of radiation from that room. Okay, next we have to close the doors of that particular room, and the door should be in line. Means there is no clearance in the doors. We have to avoid that. Okay, one more thing, interlock should be provided for the doors, and alarm should be provided for warning lights, or alarm should be provided. If the doors are open in position, automatically the alarms, lights or alarm gives the warning to the operators. And one more thing, we should have a mechanism, okay, for controlling the exposure room in a side room. We have a room side of the indoor radiography we have to maintain, and we should keep some mechanism in that room for controlling the radiation in the exposure. Okay, we have to take all these steps while conducting the indoor radiography. Okay, outdoor radiography. Suppose if you are using outdoor radiography, first thing, no one is allowed to enter in that area because that is unsafe area, because radiation leakage is there. So we have to avoid the person's entrance into that particular area, and we have to maintain some warning signals around that area. Okay, and we have to take the necessary safety precautions while conducting radiography in the outdoor. Okay, we have to use some dosimeters or survey meters for measuring the radiation around that area. Okay, these are the main steps we have to take while doing X-ray radiography. Here we are using X-ray radiation warning symbol in the area of testing. This is the warning symbol for the radiation. Wherever you see this symbol, that indicates the radiation zone. Okay, suppose if you are going to work in some industries, in any industry, if you see this kind of symbol that represents that area is there is a danger with radiation in the particular area, so you should aware of that symbol and you should care in that area, because otherwise there is a chance for exposure under radiation that may cause some biological effects in future. Okay, this is about radiography. This is the overview of the radiography. Okay, if you have, I will unmute you. I am allowing you to unmute. If you have any doubts, please ask me. This is about first unit. What is radiography? What are the different sources of radiography? And how to generate those radiations, X-ray radiation and gamma ray radiation, and what kind of equipment is used for radiography, and what are the special techniques used for radiography, and what are the different factors we have to consider while conducting radiography, and safety aspects we have to take while conducting radiography. All these comes under comes under first unit. Okay, you should have minimum knowledge regarding all these concepts. So please raise your doubts if you have. Otherwise, I will end the session. Please, any doubts? Unmute yourself and ask me. So we have 2 more minutes. You can raise any doubt regarding any topic in the first unit. I will provide notes. Don't worry. You can read it and you can easily understand. Sir, any doubts? "39, are you there? Number 17 series 39. Please unmute yourself. "39, are you there? Number 47.
చెప్పండి సార్.
అమ్మా డౌట్స్ ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా?
ఏ సార్?
అర్థమవుతుందా?
అర్థమవుతుంది సార్.
ఓకే ఓకే అమ్మా, నెక్స్ట్ యూనిట్స్ ఇంకా ఈజీగానే ఉంటాయి. డోంట్ వరీ. నెంబర్ 50. నెంబర్ 50. Number 50. Number 61. One more thing, congratulations to those candidates who have selected recent drive. Okay, 4 members are selected, I think. Please respond. Okay, ma. I'm closing the section. Thank you.